Welcome back to the Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour. I'm Mike Witzak.
I'm Rory Farrell.
And today we have a special guest in the middle.
Myah Garcia.
Myah Garcia.
There you go. You can bring it.
Again.
Myah Garcia.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we got to make sure that everyone knows who you are.
Hey.
Well, welcome. Thank you for coming all the way down
You
here.
guys don't know, this was on my bucket list.
What,
This
to be
on
on
your
a
bucket
podcast
list?
or our
No,
podcast?
a podcast. But I was just like, social media is not my thing. I'm very introverted. And so I was just like, I need to like get out of it. Like I need to get out of my own way kind of thing.
You're introverted?
I was going to say, I've
you're-
only talked with you on the phone a couple times, and I didn't get that at all.
No,
Yeah.
no. You guys don't understand. The anxiety pushes me through.
Well, whatever is working.
Yeah, it's working very well. So, well, I'm glad we could check something off of your bucket list.
No,
She's
for
like,
sure.
I wanted to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
I guess
No,
this
it
will
was
do.
just like-
It's a
it was
shame that
more of a-
I thought she was gonna be like, I've always wanted to be on the Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour podcast. Since I was a little kid, I dreamed of this.
It's like a
moment.
Make-A-Wish day for
No, it was more of like, you guys are horrible. It was more of a situation like, I feel like I got into real estate in 2018 and social media wasn't,
Nah.
it was not like, I wouldn't say non-existent, but I feel like COVID like really
turned it up.
Yeah. And so I feel like in the beginning you kind of try to find your way, and I've done different things. So I'm like, I need to try social media. People my age are on social media, so we'd be dumb for me not to at least try it. But I got to get out of my way because it's the anxiety. I don't like behind the cameras, or I don't know, just stuff like that is not my thing. So I was just like, let me try it and see if I like it. But I started it.
Started this week, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Cool.
It was, the reaction of it was far beyond what I thought. So this is
A lot of people like DM'd her and reached out and were like, "Oh, I'm really interested in buying."
It was.
and stuff.
I
Is-
haven't
right?
gotten any. Like I'll post something and I feel like I'll get a like or a comment, but this one was like I got like over 20 comments, and I was like, "Oh, you guys really like me? Maybe it's just me."
Yeah, because before you were just posting like pictures and different things, but then this was your first like video talking
Yeah.
to your followers.
My followers, yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe you guys do like me. Maybe I'm being delusional. Like,
Well, it is funny. You can do social media just like kind of the generic way, and it doesn't move the needle
it's
at all.
not me. Like, I just feel like you see a lot of the TikTok style videos, and I'm not shitting on it. If that works for you, that works for you. But I'm not one of those people. I don't know. It's just not my thing. So I'm like, I have to figure out how I'm gonna get on social media. You can feel like when shit is not genuine a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You get the vibes through the camera. So I'm like, for me, it needs to be authentically me, but I needed to get my confidence. So I feel
Yeah,
like
and
I
you
got
need to
that
figure out
instead.
like it's hard to figure out what
people
you can
want.
do different. Yeah, what you can do different, but also people are gonna like. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
it's
what
like-
what was that? Like, what did you find? Like you said, you were posting like just kind of generic pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it
what
would be
was the
like-
thing that kind of turned? What was the thing that had the 20 comments and that you felt most comfortable with?
So I feel like before in real estate, because I got into it when I was so young, I had this fear of not knowing enough and fucking up my reputation, or it was more of an internal thing, like overthinking. So I'm like, when I get in front of my clients, they're like, Myah, we like you. And I'm like, why don't I get that? Like, we actually really like you. I still have a lot of clients that'll still text me to this day, like, Myah, I know I said this 1,000 times, but like, I really appreciate you. Yeah. So I was just like, I was talking to Junior, and I'm like, Junior, I want to try it, but I'm so scared. Like, I'm so freaking scared. And I say, I don't like the cancel culture shit. Like, I'm not with that. You say one thing, your opinion, and people are like, not with it. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to try this. And then we had a conversation about it, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to talk about all the shit. All of my clients come to me with horrible experiences that they had with a previous realtor or lender.
Yep.
And I'm like, so that's what I'm going to talk about, because let's get into it. Let's talk about the real shit. Let's talk about real estate is not as prim and pretty as social media wants to make it.
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, most of the time it's not.
Yeah, it's not at all. And so I feel like social media has created an expectation far beyond what is reality. And so I'm like, let's bring some reality back into this shit, because we're not, I don't know.
It also prepares people, like when coming into the situation, coming into the industry or the trying to buy a place. If you think it's going to be easy peasy, and then you're not
there's so many
properly
people who
prepared.
get into it and they're like, if you show them 5 houses and they're like, I can't do this, I'm going to just maybe wait for the rates to go down, or maybe I'll wait for the housing prices to go down. And it's like, it's not reality. It's not realistic. It's not, maybe not what you should expect. Like, that's why I wanted to get on social media. And I felt like before, like I said, I lacked the confidence to really show up. And I feel like it's different when you deliver a message and you deliver it
like well and
Yeah.
confidently. Yeah, for sure. And I think also too, like I remember talking to you in the beginning, you know, you've been doing this for 6 years now,
Yeah.
right? And you always had questions for me, and I'm like, Myah, you would like answer the questions yourself. I'm like, Myah, you know the answer to the question. Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I think that's like the biggest thing is just getting the confidence to be like, oh no, I know what I'm talking about.
So
like
for me, it was therapy. I had to go to therapy. Like, I started to realize my anxiety was getting in the way of
like
doing my shit.
and like confidence and like
Yes,
confidently doing it.
yeah.
Yeah. So has that helped you think? Or
Hell yeah. Can't nobody tell me shit now.
well, welcome. Here
I
we
love
go.
the introvert. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm an introvert. So,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, she's
Maybe I'm delusional. I don't know.
talking
but,
through the podcast. Yeah,
This
no, you're
therapist-
fine.
This
Don't worry.
therapist rules, by the way. Yeah, she's doing a great job.
No, it was more of like negative self-talk.
Yeah, like you know, like you're
Yeah,
not
I
worth it
should
or
be
whatever,
doing
or you're
this.
not doing it
I
right.
should be showing up like this. I shouldn't be. I don't know. I put a lot of pressure on myself to show up perfect, and I felt like that's what social media did to me in the real estate world. So that's kind of why you'll get the real me in person, but like on social media, I'll keep it really cute, really simple. But yeah, therapy. I was doing therapy. I started it last year, and it changed my business this year.
I bet. Yeah.
It changed my business. Like, it was like a 180.
Well, yeah, you're
Wow.
crushing it this year. I mean, you're absolutely doing it. You've been with like what? I guess let's take a step back and get into like how do we get into real estate?
Okay.
Who we're with now, all that stuff.
Okay, so my husband and I, we purchased a house in 2017. At the time, I was pregnant with my son. I was working at a daycare at the time. I cried every day looking for a freaking house. But there was something about me that was like, I like this. Like, I asked my realtor, like, so what is your schedule? What do things look like? And she's like, no. The results you get is either if you're going to put into it or you're not. And I was like, okay, I think I can do this. Fast forward, I have my son. He's born with a heart condition, and the doctors are like, he can't go to daycare. He has to be in your care.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 23 days old, had to have open heart surgery.
Man.
So I was going through it mentally, emotionally, and I was just like telling my husband, I was like, I can't go back to a regular 9 to 5. I would lose my job every 6 months. Like, I couldn't maintain it. There was no way in my mind that I could take care of him and still go to work and show up to work. He had so many appointments, and there was so much shit that was involved in it.
Especially back then, there was no like work from home. Like that wasn't like a
No,
thing.
It wasn't.
Nah.
So I ended up having to stop working. I stopped working for a whole year, and that whole year I'm just like, Myah, like, you need to figure it out. You need to figure it out. So I kept talking to him about real estate, like,
Yeah.
maybe I should get into real estate. But again, social media wasn't a thing. I've never heard of realtors before, never heard what real estate is about. Obviously that my mom purchased a house, but like, I was a kid, I didn't know. It wasn't like a conversation in our house.
Yeah.
Financial freedom and things like that. So I just kept going back to it, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna pull the plug. Let's try it. Like, let's just try it. And I got into it. I started in Westchester.
Okay.
I still lived in Philly, but I started in Westchester. There's a Keller Williams out there.
Why'd you start out there? Did you know somebody there, or just?
So I was doing classes, like the pre-licensing.
Oh yeah.
And so I had already made relationships with people over there. So I was like, I feel comfortable. Let me go over there. I picked up business quick, and then it died down. And I was just like, shit, like, this is hard.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You get that reality check.
That first sense of like, oh, this isn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah.
This is hard.
It's beginner's luck.
Very much so. Very much so. And I was like, damn, this is hard. I realized I was too far. Like, I was doing training classes out there, but I was driving an hour, 30 minutes out there.
Yeah, that's
every
very.
single day.
Jesus.
And so I was like, let me move closer. So I transferred to another Keller Williams here, Welsh Road. I loved it over there, but I just felt like I was looking for more. I just felt like I've been on a hunt to find there was nothing wrong with the company. I feel like it was a me thing. I was just looking for something and I wasn't sure what I was looking for. But I just knew that I wasn't going to find it there. So I hopped from like company to company just to figure out more training. And honestly, like guys, I'm in my 20s. So I was in the middle of finding myself, having a family, trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to run this business. And
you had like everything going on at once. Most people have like 10 years to go through all that stuff.
I wasn't
like,
doing that in my 20s.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
so
crazy.
It was like there was a lot going on, and I felt like I was losing it a little bit. Like I felt like I was drowning at some point because I'm like,
yeah, I would feel that way too. Jesus
not-
Christ, I'm like having anxiety thinking about like where I'm at right now in my career, and then having a kid on top of it with a lot of health issues and being married and like
we were new homeowners.
Like I love my girlfriend to death, but like dealing with my girlfriend and my career right now is like plenty with me, and I'm like,
Cut
that's perfect. Nah,
Sorry, Juliet, I did not condone him saying.
No, I love Julia to death. It's not that I have to put up with her, but it's the fact of just like, I have a mid-distance relationship and my career, and that's plenty with me. And then adding a kid into that and starting, like, if you were like, start your whole career over again and have a kid and be married to Julietta and all this stuff, like living. That sounds bad, but
You keep bringing up Julietta. Leave Julietta out of it.
Well, she's talking about like she's married, she has kids, she's young.
Julia slander over.
No, I'm not slandering Julietta. It sounds like I'm slandering Julietta, but I'm not. I'm trying not to. I'm just saying it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it was a lot. So I was just trying to find myself, find who I am in my career, trying to be a mom and a wife, and I'm just like, I'm drowning, like I can't. So I had to take a break. I had to take a break for my mental health. I love real estate. It's a lot of fun for me, believe it or not. Like I have a lot of fun, but that you have to be a realtor, learn how to be a realtor simultaneously, and learn how to run your business. They're two completely different things, and I think they get merged in somehow because you're doing both simultaneously, but it's very hard to do. And nobody talks about the freaking bills that you have to pay as a realtor. There's so many bills that pile up. So I ended up doing Amazon part-time and real estate part-time.
Yeah, I did Amazon for like a year and a half.
The worst mistake.
What? I love that. What did you do though? Were you like?
I did Flex. I did Amazon Flex.
Oh, you did Flex. You see, I worked for like a DSP. Like I drove one of the vans. Okay, you did Flex. Yeah.
So it was like the worst because at the time I didn't understand. You do real estate part-time.
You're never
part-time results.
Yes.
Yeah, and the results are shit. There's zero. There's none. There's no way. So it was obviously something that I had to learn along the way, but it was shitty for a long time, guys. It was shitty, and this may be too much information, but I did at the time for the first 4 years I didn't make more than like $6,000.
Yeah, it's
like
tough.
With full transparency, I didn't make more than $6,000. A paycheck from real estate? Hell no. I wasn't making more than that. But I just knew internally, like, I love this. I could never, ever work a 9-to-5. I don't have the personality for it. I don't like people telling me what to do. I know that about myself. So I was just like, I didn't like working at Amazon. Wasn't bad, but I didn't like working in the daycares and the jobs that I did before that. I hated it. So it was just like, I'm going to stick with real estate. I just need to find my way. And there was one of my coaches at KW and Wells, shout out to Coach Ryan. He always would tell me like, I worked in real estate 5 years, never made a dime. He said, real estate is not about like figuring it out today. It's not about lead generating and cold calls. It's an individual journey, and you really have to figure out what works for you, and you need to stay in it long enough to figure out what works for you. I think a lot of people hop into real estate and then they hop out very quickly because they're like, no, I can't do this. Or like I said, financially for me, the biggest thing was I couldn't afford to keep up with the bills and the rest of my expenses. Yeah. The only reason why I have been able to do it is just because of my husband, because of Junior. He works full time and he kicks ass and he holds me afloat, and he has held me afloat, and I will forever be grateful for him, because I wouldn't be in real estate if it wasn't for him. His support and his financial assistance in helping me pay my bills and finding ways, what are we sacrificing this month to pay these damn bills? But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember you guys telling me at settlement about that. I thought that was awesome. Like, he's like, I was asking him.
Junior's like,
Yeah.
go, like run,
Do it.
Yeah.
And he's real supportive of it. And he's
Yeah.
like, I mean, he comes to every settlement.
He does.
Does he really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He does.
Comes to every settlement. He's there.
It's like
He's-
our reward. Like we work so hard, but we have kids, so we don't get too much personal time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
you're coming to my settlements, and we're going out to dinner, and we're gonna go shopping, and we're gonna like have some us time.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what constitutes like good quality time. When you have kids, you're like I was on a trip this weekend. I was like, oh, I'll go sit in an airport right now by
Yeah,
myself.
anything.
And I'm like, that's fine. I'll take that.
I'll sneak a chocolate into the bathroom. Just enjoy a nice Snickers bar. Like, just please, I just need 5
Oh, it's
minutes.
too
I'll
funny.
close the shower curtains, just please. But yeah, that's what we do, and that's our way of like finding our balance within our relationship, because you still have to
Yeah.
look for your relationship as well. Like, you can have all the money in the world, but for me, I've won the lottery with Junior. 100%.
All right.
100%.
Shout out Junior. Good
Shout
man.
Shout out Junior.
Yeah.
I love Junior. So, it's great.
But it is. I mean, if you're not in it full time, like it sounded like you weren't for the first couple of years,
No.
it's like you're not reaping the benefits of all the hard work, right? And then already this industry, even if you are in it full time, is a roller coaster. So if like you're hitting a lot of downs and you don't stick with it, or you don't kind of see the highs, like it's definitely not worth it.
I've learned a healthy level of being delusional. I told this story to Courtney. Courtney's like, Myah, we need you. Like, please run all of our deals for us. And I'm like, Courtney, we gotta be a little bit delusional, girl. Like, you have to tell yourself it's gonna work out. You have to put your faith in, I'm gonna find, when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like, I'm
for
putting
sure.
my faith in that I'm gonna do everything that I can to get this done, and I don't care what comes in the way. That's if I can put a highlight over my real estate career, it's that, like, when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Courtney loves you, especially because she's like,
her.
she like constantly comes over to me. She's like, Myah should do all of our deals because you just, but you just take care of everything. That's the biggest thing. Like I feel like a lot of realtors love to hand things out. Like,
Got a
hey,
couple of those.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all, like, I'd say that's probably 95% of realtors. Like, hey, take this and do this and do that and do that. But it's like, when I'm with you, it's like, oh, hey, Mike,
You need this, you're getting this today.
yeah, here's everything that you need. And here's the application filled out, and here's all the documents you need, and everything's uploaded. I'm like, fucking,
Yeah,
this is great. Like, I love
70% of the
this.
time, it's
We
not
love Myah.
it's not stuff we're asking from you. It's
Yeah,
stuff
from the
from the
client.
clients who you like help facilitate. Like, hey, like you're our guard, like our guard dog with your clients. Like, hey, get them this, get them that, get them
Yeah,
this, get them that.
and then like she'll go to the clients'
go to their
houses
houses,
and
I
like
do.
she's like, give me the stuff, and then she like uploads it all and bring.
Well,
It's
because
crazy.
I feel
like
so the beginning of my journey was I had this, like, I guess we'll call it monkey on my back, that like people wouldn't work with me because I was so young and inexperienced, whatever. I got over that, and I realized that there's a lot of people who genuinely don't know the process either. So I sit with them and I tell them, these are the expectations. This is my job, and this is what's going to be your job while we're under contract. People are like, I don't know how to send, I don't know how to scan my documents. I don't know how to, don't worry about it. That's small shit. We'll just get me the paperwork. I'll tell you what I need. The small shit, we'll figure it out. I just don't ever want to be a reason why like a deal doesn't close,
Yeah.
or a client doesn't get what they need or the experience that they deserve out of buying a home. Buying a home is so stressful, and there's a lot of clients that are like, we get under contract and they're like, can they take the house, or can they still sell the house to somebody else? And I'm like, I realized a lot of people are going through an emotional roller coaster in buying a house or selling a house, especially the people that I deal with. I deal with a lot of the Hispanic community, and they're like, Myah, what about these documents? What does this mean? What does this say? And so that's when I bring Junior in. Junior's a licensed interpreter. So he helps
cool.
me. Yeah, he helps me get them to understand. I want them to understand the process and what's going to be expected of them, and what they have to go through to get to the house, because it's not A, B, C, D. Sometimes Z sneaks in, and we got to figure it out.
It's hard enough when English is your first language, and you know, you've been here your whole life. You've grown up in this country, and you know, like, you kind of understand. Like, I literally spoke with someone today from England, and she's like, "Well, how does it work? And in England, we do it this way." So like, she speaks English, and but it's in this country now, which is just all totally different from how you would buy a house in England.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When you look at mortgage documents, it's a totally different language, even though it's English. It's in English. You don't know what you're doing. But then come from the DR, and you've never bought a house in your life, and you've been here for 2 years, and you just got your green card, and you're like, all right, I want to do the American dream. I want to buy a home. You're like, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
And that's where I found my purpose. Like, I think in real estate, my biggest question is, why am I here? I love it, but like, why am I here? Like, there was times where I'm like, this is taking so much out of me. I don't know if I can give this another year. Like, I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
And I found a lot of my clients in the beginning were my clients that they didn't speak English, and they're like, we're living on a dream, and you're the person that needs to help us. And it was like, that was so fulfilling to me. It no longer became about the money or my sales volume or how many clients I'm servicing in a year. I feel like that's a lot of what the social media stuff talks about. I've closed this many deals, and I'm like, I'm not in this shit because of that. Like, this shit changes people's lives for better or for worse. The experience that you get with me is going to be the best experience you can ever possibly find, because I had a shitty experience when we purchased our house. When I got my license, I was like, let me go on Bright and let me see like what the stats were of our house when it was being sold. Our house sat on the market for 200 freaking days.
Yeah.
And we offered over asking.
Oh,
why?
Geez. Yeah.
I wasn't educated.
Knowing what you know now,
Yeah, I wasn't
what
educated. I didn't know. Obviously, Junior had no idea. I had no idea. We were kids. I was 19.
Yeah.
We had no freaking idea what we were doing. So I was like, damn, I never want to look back and my clients be like, that was the realtor that did it in for me.
Yeah, for sure. And
so that's kind of what I realized, okay, that's my purpose in this place. It's about transparency. It's about educating my buyers and my sellers, giving them the resources and the information that they need, and you guys make the decision. I'll advise you one way or another. I'll tell you what my experiences have been with other clients in the past, but please do what you need to do what's best for your family. I heard a story last week with the people
oh yeah?
Yeah, they purchased their house, and there was a couple that helped them purchase their house, and they were like, Myah, they wouldn't show me another house.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay.
You get a lot
Makes
of
sense,
that.
yeah.
You get a lot of that. They just wouldn't show me this house. They just wouldn't. And I was like, that's illegal. That's steering.
Yeah, technically.
That's steering.
So, and I think that like goes to show though why you're doing so well.
Yeah.
And
now, I feel, now that I've gotten out of my own way, I'm finally allowing people to see. I feel like I'm like, not an underdog, but like, I don't let people know how much I actually know. Like, I don't like to be the smartest in the room.
But you're definitely doing it so with more confidence when you do talk. It's like, you have a lot more confidence, you know what you're talking about.
For sure.
Showing people the houses.
Mike, honestly, I feel like you've helped me with that. Honest to God.
All right.
Because there's times I'm having conversations with Mike and I'm like,
I'm really bad at taking.
I got no shortage of confidence, this guy.
No, but you really have helped me. Like, you're like, Myah, I'm impressed you know about that. And I'm like, doesn't everyone know about that? Like, what are you saying, Mike? So it was like, I realized, no. Myah, you need to chill. You actually do know more than what maybe the average realtor knows, and take some credit for that shit. I've done every freaking class in the book. I've taken every mentoring class. I've paid for every coach in the book. And it paid off, but I'm not seeing it until this part of my career.
Yeah, sometimes it takes years to do it. It's like, first, I don't know. It's actually up until this year for me too. It was really just like a struggle bus. I'd say like this year was a real big turning point in my career where I'm like, oh, maybe I can do this for the rest of my life. Yeah.
I've had to talk him off the ledge for the last 24 months.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's been Junior. That's been Junior for me. And I'm like, I'm done. I can't take it.
And it's nice because like with Junior especially, like, you guys are like partners in crime. So he knows everything that's going on in real. Yeah. Whereas like, you know, mortgages are a lot more complicated, and Julieta has no interest in like finance or anything. So like Rory's
Nobody
the
does.
Yeah, nobody does.
Unless
Like,
you work in our industry, no one cares about
genuinely,
that.
unless you're like
Stay out of it, guys. It's not for
like,
the weak.
mortgages are so hard to explain to people. Like
Yeah.
even I'm sure if you went to Kelly now and you've been doing it for 8 years, Kelly would be like, I don't know what the hell you're saying to me, dude. So you.
I also don't know what she does, so it's
Yeah, exactly. So you have to like. The only people that keep you sane are the people in the office that know what's going on. Yeah,
behind
yeah.
closed
So like,
doors. Yeah, I've been manifesting. I'm hoping like one of my kids. No, maybe not. I take that back. I was gonna say maybe one of my kids will get in real estate. Yeah, no.
Maybe if you get big enough, then they could be like your little assistant. You know, bring
Yeah.
them in and then just start them off.
If they want.
That's how a lot. I mean, we've talked with a lot of realtors that, you know, oh, my father was in it, and I like. I mean, my dad was in this, and that's how I got into it. It's like you just never know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a boat
mine
grad.
was off on a
Yeah.
whim. It was off on a whim. It was just like this got introduced to me, and I loved everything about the process, but it was stressful. It was very stressful.
Oh yeah.
And I
it's-
think you become a better realtor when you purchase a home or you sell a home. You become a better realtor because you have like, I'm with you. I get where you're at. The emotions that you go through
Yeah.
is beyond, especially in such a short amount of time. We're talking 30, 45 days and you're in a new house.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
What I was gonna say too is, as far as it being stressful, there's a lot of realtors out there where it's not stressful for it, but it's because they don't care as much. Like I was speaking with one of my like main realtors that sends me business, and it was something like post settlement, had nothing to do with me or her. Like we couldn't do it, but it was more of like they were reaching out for advice, and it was
Yeah.
stressful. And she's like, I lose sleep over this,
Yeah,
and I'm
so
like,
do I.
yeah. I mean, you should, because this is more than a transaction.
I always have one of those clients that I have a client that I think about all the time. And I'm like, I hope they're doing well. But you win some, you lose some. I just think that there needs to be more. I just want more transparency in our industry. That's really what I want, because I feel like there's a lot of good realtors that get shit. Because you have to recognize that not everyone in the industry loves their job as much as some of us, and so I just want to be one of those people that if I say something, you can trust what I'm saying. I'll never steer anyone in the wrong way.
I think that just goes with like building your reputation and constantly like doing that and abiding by that, and then it comes through and shows that that's who you are and that's what you do.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me reset this real quick. Just gotta reset.
I do think you have to have a little bit, like I think when you becoming a business owner has taught me that you have to believe in something that you cannot see. Like you really have to have faith in yourself, or have someone like Rory for Mike.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
A
That
cheerleader.
will like knock your
I was gonna hold
your
hands.
head
but okay.
like, you got
Off
this, you
camera.
can do it. That's Junior for me. He's like, I'm like, Junior, I'm done. He's like, Myah, don't start your shit today.
Not today.
Don't start. But I need that, sometimes you
Oh yeah. I have like a once a year breakdown. Probably like it's always around June or July-ish, and then I just get in a slump for like 4 weeks. I'm
Don't
like,
start going on vacation around that time.
Then don't encourage him to do more. The kid's on vacation constantly.
I go away a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
He's probably on vacation when he's having this slump.
Yeah, probably.
I haven't been on vacation. I took a vacation to the Dominican Republic in 2022. Haven't been on vacation since. and
You should go on vacation more. It actually a lot of business picks up when you go on vacation. I went to Greece like 2 or 3 months ago now,
we got
and
under contract.
and I went ham in Greece. Well, they went ham in Greece because I was just like, hey, can you do
He goes to
this?
places where he has no service, and he's like halfway around the world. Like,
Yeah.
someone else has to do your work.
I was taking phone calls in Japan at like 8 a.m. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, Mike, the numbers came back. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And yeah. So
Yeah, I do think I need to take more vacations, but me and Junior have this thing, red light, green light, with our finances. So
Okay.
yeah, what we do is we'll pay our bills, we'll give ourselves like some spending, and we're not, especially now because we're saving for a house.
yep.
So I'm like, we're not spending not one penny more until we put ourselves in a red light, and we're like, that's it. This is our fun time. So hopefully we can add some vacations.
Yeah.
My
for
kids
sure.
deserve it too. My kids, they come with me to my showings. They come with me to some of my settlements too.
They're entitled to some of these commission checks, is
No,
what it sounds
Ooh,
like.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
all right.
they get an allowance.
They get most of those commission checks if they're like any other
Oh,
kids.
Yeah, for sure.
And I give them an allowance too, and I let them know, like, I think it's important to teach them you don't know what path you're going to go down until you're faced with it. And so I want them to find the resilience to see what resilience looks like and to really, really understand that.
So I signed them up for all these credit cards, and they're in tens of thousands of dollars of debt, and I cut their allowance off. Let's see how they survive.
My son's like, Danielle's like, Mom, if I wash these dishes, will I get $10? And I'm like,
$10?
Sir, this is not how we're operating.
This ain't how this works, brother.
No.
Like, if it worked like that, I'd be washing dishes. I wouldn't be doing real estate.
Seriously.
But I do compensate them for their time.
That's good.
I want them to learn that we don't work for free.
That's good. I like that. I support
And that's like a good age too, because my kids are 6.5 and 3.5. So like my 6.5-year-old's like just started asking about stuff like that. Like, she asked for chores. Like, can I do chores? But then I know it's also going to be like me telling her it's going to be more work for me to.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
I tell my
did you
daughter
do
to clean
chores?
her room, and all of her Barbies are underneath her bed, and I'm just like, Mommy, it's clean. And I'm like,
yeah, like you little liar. Yeah.
it's
That's
not
so funny.
clean. Yeah, I don't know. It's been fun. I like having them with me, and I like that they've been experiencing, or at least some of, not Camila so much, but my son, he's experienced a lot of my real estate trials and errors, ups and downs, and he's always like, Mommy, you got this. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
that's cool.
It's always funny too, because you bring them to settlement sometimes, and I've gotten to meet them quite a few times now, and it's just funny to me because like I always ask you, I'm like, what's it like? Because it blows my mind that you had your kids so young, and you've just like, but you love it. Like you're like, this is so much fun, and you always talk about it, you're like, we're gonna go to club together when they're older, and then go to club. Like she's
yeah,
like,
that's why I don't drink now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be. You don't get this time back with your kids. You really don't get it back. And I'm one of those people that I want to be so involved with my kids that they have to get me out of being involved with them.
yep.
Because I know that I'm not gonna get this time back with them, and I feel like a part of their childhood heals a part of mine too. Like my Camila, that girl. She tests my gangster, but like I will never change or like knock it out of her. I will never. She does not take shit, and she's only 4. And I'm like, Camila, I wish I had that in me now. Like,
Yeah.
can't nobody tell her shit, not one thing. She's going to get cookies. She's climbing on the cabinet. She doesn't care how dangerous it is. And it does not matter if it's at 2 a.m. and no one's awake. She does not care. And I just feel like there's a part of my kids that, like, I know I'm not getting this back, so I'm trying to take it all in.
It's like my mom. Yeah. Now she calls me like once a day, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Can I come down and hang out and stuff? She calls me all the time. Yeah. So it's the same thing. Like, but she's like, now that nobody's home.
If you have kids, it's the most rewarding but heartbreaking experience for me, because I'm just like, I want you guys to stay so small.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to experience some of life's trials and tribulations. And you learn along the way, like, there's nothing you can do about it. So I just want them to know I'm always going to be there. And that's why I keep them so close. I don't have babysitters. Me and Junior don't have babysitters.
Oh, damn. Does Junior work remote or? Oh, nice.
Yeah, he works from home. So we're with them all the time. Our parents could be like, let's take the kids for the weekend. No. No.
You guys are going to be such a tight family, though. I feel like that's going to be really. I'm actually two of my very, very good friends are extremely close with their family, to the point where I'm like, if I could never do it with my family, but I'm like, I really respect it because that's like how they grew up.
Yeah.
That's what they do, and they're like a unit. And I'm like, oh, I respect.
Believe me, I get on their nerves and they get on my nerves, and there's times that I'm ready to rip my hair out, but then when they're away, I'm just like, I want to go and see my kids.
Yeah, of course.
When they're at school, all I do is think about them. Like, I wonder what Camila's doing. Did she have recess today? I wonder if she took a good nap. Like, it's completely.
You in the same boat as this, Rory? No.
I went away for 3 days. I was like,
This
I
is
could do
great.
another couple days. Yeah.
no, of course. I think your threshold is shorter than mine. Your day at school, you think about them all day.
Yeah.
It was just like 3 days in. I was like, I can get back.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with them being in school now. It was very hard for me in the beginning. It was a lot of like, not for them. It was separation anxiety for me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I just was always used to being around them.
Yeah.
But
when you're used to that and that's your daily, and then
yeah,
it's
and
a little
then
different.
now,
Yeah. And that just indicates that they're getting older too, which is also a bummer.
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But that's why I was saying now. I think that's why I'm happy that they're in school, because now I'm learning. Like they're fine at school. I don't need to worry about them. They're fine. They're taken care of, and now I can focus the time that I need into work.
Career.
I was waiting for Camila to start school so that I could really. I just always knew like I'll dedicate all of my time from now until they're both in school, and then once they're both in school, I have that big time block that I can take and really kill it. So I've been taking advantage of that, and I've gotten okay with it, but I was very sad in the beginning.
Well, it sounds like it's a confluence of like a couple different things. Like cool, therapy's working good, couple extra years in the industry, more time at home
Honestly, too, Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah. Now you're with Homestar Realty.
Honestly, too, Jerry really. Me and Jerry he does like these trainings and stuff, and there's times that I talk to Jerry and I'm like, Jerry, you get me. Jerry's like a Papa Bear. Jerry's the way he's a broker, he's very fatherly in the way that
I genuinely cannot think of anybody that's ever called me and said anything bad about Jerry once. Jerry, like everybody that works with Jerry loves.
And I promise you'd probably never hear it because Jerry, I've gone through 6 brokerages at this point. And like I said, it wasn't anything about those brokerages. It was just, I'm looking for something specific. And I've always felt like they wanted me to lead generate in a way that wasn't authentic to me. And I started to hate what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came to Homestar, me and Jerry have these conversations about like where I want to go, what I want to do. And he's like, I'm like, Jerry, it's taken too long. He's like, no, Myah, you've been patient. Like you've done what you've needed to do. Just give it time. And I can call Jerry right now. He'd be like, hey, what's up? What do you got for me today?
Yeah.
And he never tells me how to run my business. He never tells me what he thinks would be best for me. He's like, these are your options, and you figure out what works for you, and you have all the freedom to do that here at Homestar.
Yeah.
And I've never had a broker like Jerry.
There you go.
So Jerry definitely has played a big role in my confidence because I know if something comes up last minute, I can get on the phone with Jerry. And Jerry be like, you do this and that and this, and you can take care of it. But he's really changed things for me.
It's great.
Internally, because I was just always so scared. Like, I tell you guys, when I tell you my anxiety about not knowing enough or not being able to show up, and I'm like, my reputation, these people are gonna kill me. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want that attached to my name. Jerry helps me a lot with those type of things.
Like getting through it and over it. That's great.
So shout out to Jerry.
Shout out
Jerry Hill.
Shout out Jerry Hill.
I'll be here for a very long time.
It's great. I don't know if you wanted to touch on anything else, but I was gonna explain wins to her.
Oh.
Did you have any questions? Great. Yeah.
Well, I was going to bring it up a couple, like maybe 20 minutes ago, but I've only dealt with you really, well, just phone calls and stuff. But like when you were out of town that one time, you had a client and he was out of town and I was helping out. And I was like, whoa, this girl, like she goes, like I work with a bunch of different realtors.
Yeah.
Like you were like doing everything for this client, like above and beyond. And like, so I just, you know, a little tip of the cap to you for that one.
Thank you.
Just because
it's one of
in a
those
short
things that
experience
it's
I've had.
never needed. I don't, like I tell you guys, I don't do this for the applause. I do it because I love it. But when people recognize that,
Yeah.
for me, it
feels good.
up.
It should. It absolutely
it
should.
me up because behind the scenes, people don't know what really goes into it. And so when I don't need the celebratory from outsiders, but from people behind the scenes in the business with me, I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
And just to piggyback on that, it's a fine line between like not caring and not doing anything, and then being over like the realtor that's overbearing and every day like what's going on. Here's a and you thread the needle perfectly, or at least in my experience.
Tell me what you need, and we'll get it to you. Otherwise, I don't want to hear from you, and you don't want to hear from me. Yeah?
No, that's like the perfect balance right there.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
that was it though.
Nice. Which I agree with all that. What I was gonna say, that wins.
Wins, yeah.
Yeah. So typically when we end the podcast, we list a win that we had in the past week, month, something that like you're proud of. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be like, you know, I sent my kids to school today and I didn't cry. I don't know, like whatever your win is. It could
like
be.
I'm a wuss, but not that bad. Shit.
But I don't know if you have any wins. You know. Crossing a bucket list item off of coming on the Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour.
Yeah, we can cross that off for sure. That's definitely a huge win. I wanted to go out of 2024 debt free, and I have done that.
Nice.
Thanks
That's a
to all of
good
my
feeling.
That's great.
Thanks. I had a shit ton of credit card debt from COVID, and obviously my real estate bills and paying everything. But I'm going into 2025 debt free.
Now you're ready to buy a house.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Very
That's
cool. Like
awesome.
that's a
It was
huge.
so freeing.
huge-
It felt so freeing. It was one of those things that would keep me up like shit. And I'm not talking like little credit card debt.
Yeah.
No.
And credit card's the worst debt too. With those.
Shout out Dave Ramsey, baby. Just get me fired up. Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome that you don't know who that is and you still did what he would preach to do.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
It was those were my two things on my bucket list this year for work wise.
Okay.
I wanted to it didn't need to be specifically a podcast, but I'm happy it was a podcast. I just wanted to get myself out there bigger than what I normally would, and I wanted to pay off the shit ton of credit card debt.
That's great. And now you're debt free.
2 for 2.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it.
Readjust your goals for 2025.
I'm gonna put a voiceover every time she says a podcast. I'm gonna put a voiceover going the Marathon
Marathon
Mortgage Happy Hour.
Well, let me voice it so you can put it.
All right,
yeah, so it's seamless.
yeah. But go ahead. I think I don't. Did you want to touch on anything else? I think.
No, this was great. I do.
Okay.
I appreciate you
Fine.
guys so much for the opportunity.
Oh, you don't
I'm
have to do
so
it.
grateful.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Do it on air.
I'm
But thank
so
you.
grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for Aldo that we connected.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it
for
wasn't-
sure.
If it wasn't for Aldo, I don't think that we would have connected because I'm introverted. Yeah, shout out to Aldo. But
Shout out Aldo.
yeah, thank you so much for
We got to get him on the pod.
get him on.
I've tried to get him on a couple times, and then he's just like, oh. He'll be like, I think those dates
Maybe
are
he's the
free.
introverted one.
Yeah, maybe he's quiet actually. Aldo's pretty quiet.
Yeah, maybe he's the introverted one. But no, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
so grateful. You guys don't know how much this means to me.
We just love making dreams come true here over at the Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour.
You're so annoying.
This is what we do. Bucket list item, baby.
Nah, this is fun. I mean,
Yeah, it's great.
come back, mid 2025. We can talk about your readjusted goals and how things are going. And
Yeah,
I think,
follow up.
based on everything
Me
you
and Mike are
said,
working on a few good things too.
Yeah, we are. We're getting
Exciting.
a lot of stuff in the works
Yeah.
actually. It's nice. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping it all turns out good.
No, it will.
Yeah, it
Like,
will.
We're manifesting.
It will.
It's
It will. It's
going
going to turn out great. It's going to turn out great. I love it.
if Maya's attached to it, it sounds like she'll will it to happen one
Yes.
way or another.
Yes, you will.
I'll send an extra pair. I'll let God know like we need you in here today. Just any day that we need you in here.
I love
today.
I absolutely love it. And plug your Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, the new
Go
one.
ahead.
It's Myah Garcia. At
All right.
Myah Garcia.
Perfect. There you go.
Find me. SEO.
SEO.
What about it?
SEO. You know how to search yourself.
Search engine optimization.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's why I changed it. I had it different before.
Oh, at Myah Garcia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now there's leads coming in, so it works, guys.
All right. Shit, my bad. Mortgage Mike. It's perfect. Well, thank
Mortgage
you
Mike
guys.
is good.
Yeah, Mortgage Mike is the best one I think I've seen ever.
Okay. I think that's it. I think we can cut
Yeah, we
cut the podcast
we
off
can end
there.
it there, please. Well, thank you guys for watching, and whoever made it here, if you comment blue, Rory's gonna Venmo you $2,000. So,
Blue. The code word is blue.
blue.
How's
Anyway.
it spelled? How's it spelled? We need
BLUE.
the terms and
You got to guess
conditions.
correctly.
Yeah.
I'm not sending anyone to that.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna make it to this point anyway. We're just gonna cut all the clips up. This will get all-
Maya's gonna be like, Junior,
Yeah.
comment blue.
Junior just comments blue.
Blue. Just spelling it like 10 different ways. That's insider trading.
Funny, Junior's first language is actually Spanish, so he might not even spell it right.
Yeah. Hey.
We'll figure it out. What does he how many languages does he speak?
English and Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, but Spanish, there's different dialects. So
Yeah, sure.
He knows them all. He does them all very, very well.
Yes, he does.
Cool.
I can confirm. I've watched him translate multiple times my English to Spanish. But yeah, that's it. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thanks for watching.
Friday.
Cheers.